Hey guys, Robert here. I just wanted to talk about my first house. When I bought my first house, when I was buying, at the time, this was 2013. I was about 33 years old at the time. I had been in the car business. I'd moved to Florida in 2008. And I had been here a few years. I had been working in the car business. I had started when Craigslist was popular. I was posting car ads for independent car dealers. So I started a little business where I was setting up, doing all your Craigslist advertising if you were a small car dealer, and then I would get, a cut of the commission if I would bring the buyers in. So I was doing that for years, and then I started, flipping my own cars, and I partnered with a guy, and we got our own car lot in the Sarasota, Bradenton area. Then that didn't go so good after a short period of time, and then ended up going into real estate because I actually had been already dabbling in real estate and real estate investing. And when I was going to buy my first house, I had gotten pre-approved from a friend of mine, Kelly. She was actually a customer of mine who had bought some cars from me in the past, and I know that she'd gotten to being a loan officer, so she got me my first pre-approval. And this was actually after I went to the Habitat for Humanity, where they were able to help counsel me in the home buying process and educate me like what I needed to do. They sent me to a free credit counselor, and after that, then they were gonna send me to like if they approved you, they will, you put in sweat equity hours, and then you do like 100 hours, and that's part of your approval. I think they give you a loan for like zero interest. It's like zero down. It's pretty. They make no profit on building the house. They basically get the lot, or they get an old piece of property and they tear it down and build a new house, and they give it to you at cost. Basically, they don't make a profit. It's non-profit, and they help you become a homeowner. So I went through their process, and then basically the guy was like, "Oh, you're good. You don't need us anymore. You can go buy a house." So I went and got pre-approval, and then I started working with a real estate agent who I met in St. Armand's Circle at a place called, I think it was Key Realty. And a fellow named Will, he had helped me out, and then he was sending me properties off of the MLS. Then one day this new construction property came up. I had been kind of like going after all these like Lake Sarasota properties and stuff that had like pools, and it was just like funky layouts. You know how Sarasota is, you get a lot of funky layouts with those older houses. So then there was a new construction deal that came up in Palmetto, and a new construction property, and it was actually one of the last lots in the community called Gillette Grove. Now this was by Miranda Homes. So to get myself up to that point where I could actually go in and purchase a property, I had to pay off some bad debts I had on my credit report. I just had to make sure I had 2 years of solid income, like that was, where I was making pretty decent money, like over 40,000, I think. I wanted to make sure it was, or over 32,000, I think was the threshold at the time. But interest rates were super low, prices were super low at the time. This was 2013, so think of where the market was at then. It was, you could buy anything and you'd make 300 grand on it in 10 years. You know what I mean? You could buy a hole in the woods somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and it would appreciate rapidly. So it was a good time. Definitely anything you bought, even if you bought it wrong, like in a few months, it had appreciated. So it was some crazy real estate time, like the last 10 years. Now we're just kind of like settling, and with the turbulence, we went this big incline, and now we're just kind of like doing this. So that's where the market is right now. But yeah, so I went in there with the realtor. Actually, we had actually been already looking at properties up in the Palmetto area, so I was like, well, you can get better deals up here for sure. But I saw this new construction for 140, and I didn't have to like, because it was still kind of like bidding wars when it was like a good deal. I mean, they were like bidding wars. Like if it was a nice house for under 200 grand, everyone was still fighting for it. So I saw this new construction. They had a couple lots left, so I didn't have to fight anyone. There wasn't like bidding wars on the new construction yet at that time, and they only had a couple lots, so it was like I was getting that end of the road pricing. And then actually their next community was starting at like $50,000 more, so I got in like right in the nick of time, got one of the last lots, got a 3-2 for like 1,400 square feet for $142,000. And I got it like a 2.25 interest rate, 0 down, USDA. Was my first loan. It was a bit of underwriting. It was a lot of hoops I had to jump through, a lot of paperwork I had to send in every day, because I was 1099, I was self-employed. So I just found this dog in my neighborhood. I'm in North River Ranch. I'm at the North River Ranch Dog Park, and I was going out to go to the gym this morning, and I found this dog. So nice black lab female. She's maybe about 3-4 years old. So I'm sitting here. I posted on the Facebook page. I'm waiting for someone to call me that they probably left their gate open or something like that. But anyway, so back to my buying my first house. So that's how it went. And then it took about 6 months after I bought the dirt, and the house was built, and then we had a brand new house, and we're so excited. And I just started dating my wife at the time, right now, and I just started dating her, and she had already had a son that was 2 years old. So I was like, we had been dating, and it was like instant family. No. And then, yeah, they moved in, and not too long after I moved in, and I bought all brand new furniture. It was an exciting time in my life because, I'd come growing up in like apartments and townhouses and mobile homes and always renting and stuff like that. Really didn't like have a house, especially a new house. So it was a exciting time. I'd worked really hard to get to that point. And but yeah, so I know all the process with that. And then so later on, actually, the most exciting part of me buying my first house is that it actually turned into not my first rental, but it turned into probably my most lucrative rental property. Probably never sell it because I'm still only paying like $800 a month for it. I really didn't put any money down on it. I put 0 down. I still put 10 grand down, but I turned it into a rental. So I mean, I'm getting way under market rent because this was like 2020 when I rented it out, and I got $1,800 a month for it. And I mean, that's my $850 a month is after PITI, so that's after principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and I'm getting $1,800 a month for it right now. That's pretty significant. I can definitely get $2,500 a month, I think, if I turn it around. But I told the tenants, because they work for Zillow and OfferPad, and they're handymen, and they're actually contractors, I said, if you do all the repairs and I don't have to repair anything, I was like, I won't raise the rent. So even when the hurricane came and it did some damage, they fixed it. They've been doing like the toilets, the dishwasher, I think they replaced that. They added a microwave. They've been doing all the little things, and I could tell that I'm probably gonna have to do some stuff to clean up the property because they have some dogs, and I can tell that there's been some wear and tear on the yard, and like the sliding glass door and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, it's I really haven't had to do any maintenance on it. I mean, even if I did have to do maintenance and they weren't doing the maintenance, I haven't had to do a roof yet. I haven't had to do an AC yet. I haven't had to do, anything major. So like, plumbing, electrical, that's all been basically good except for the dishwasher. Had a little issue with that. Obviously the electrical is all good. Hot water heater, still fine. Yeah, so no major repairs, guys. It's been a great decision. It was an exciting thing to buy my first house and then have a really good rental property in the end. And then, you know, I repeated the process. Then I bought another property with an FHA loan. Then I bought a better property with a conventional loan. And being a licensed real estate agent, I've been able to use my commissions for the down payments. And then we just move. I mean, it gets tiring moving from house to house sometimes, but that's how you build wealth, and that's how you do it with very little money out of pocket. You get good interest rates. You know, it's just better leverage in the end. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial about my first house there in Palmetto, Florida, new construction that I bought. You know, it doesn't have to be new construction. You can still, but I suggested if you're kind of on a budget and you don't want to have repairs and upgrades and a bunch of stuff you have to do right away, so, and some unexpected things that may happen in a few months or a year. So once again, my number is 941-879-4730. Smash the subscribe, hit the likes, guys. I appreciate the support. I hope you like my content, and I will keep my education, my community tours, my exploration of the Manatee County area coming at you. 941-879-4730, robertlunt.com. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.